I just kind of wanted to bring up kind of a somber subject, but you know, since we made our last video, since last time we got together, you know, we lost Chadwick Boseman, and I think everyone watching this video, it probably came as a huge shock. I know it came as a huge shock to me. I'm actually wearing my Black Panther T-shirt in honor of him, and you know, just for me, it was just a shock because I didn't know that he had cancer. And he just had so much dignity, and you know, he just was like a positive force in the world. And so for him to be gone, it just blows my mind. What do you guys have to say about Chadwick Boseman?
I mean, what else can you say? Like, his entire stretch of the MCU from 2016, Civil War, he was dealing with cancer. Like, there was never a moment where we saw him where he wasn't dealing with it. And aside from the movies themselves, the press tours, the visiting kids in the hospital, the literal becoming of an inspiration to an entire you know, culture of people. I rewatched the video of him on not Jimmy Kimmel, who's the other, Jimmy Fallon, where Jimmy Fallon has Chadwick Boseman behind the curtain, and he has these African Americans coming up and like giving like testimonials to the Black Panther. What does Black Panther mean to you? And then Chadwick Boseman would come out and surprise them, and they would all freak out. And I just watched that video. I watched it twice, and it's heartbreaking, like what he meant to, you know, such a large group of people. And he also played Thurgood Marshall, and he also played Jackie Robinson, and he also played James Brown. So like, this was for like young kids looking for a hero in that community. He was like a one-stop shop. Yeah. And he lived that life legitimately too. He was a hero in real life for those people and for kids everywhere. This is a celebrity death that really hurts. Like, it really does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris? Yeah, for so many reasons. The first thing I thought of, though, how it felt, just for so many reasons, Christopher Reeve. Mm. It's this larger than life presence you see on screen, you've watched countless times, and it's like, no, what? And to know nothing about what he was going through, suffering silently to a degree, and but like Danny said, to look back at all the things he was doing throughout this time, you know, you can't help but smile through those tears in a way. And he just seemed like a phenomenal human being. I posted on social media, and I said it at the time too, because I was so floored by it, and it made me so happy every time I saw it. I saw Black Panther opening weekend. I loved it. And every time I would go back to the theater, you know, the following weekend, the weekend after that, to see something else, because there was a lot of things coming out at that time, I would always see people lined up taking pictures next to the poster, taking pictures next to the cast cardboard standee, taking pictures next to his standee. And I'd never seen anything like it before. Yeah. Not unless there was, you know, a new John Wick coming out. My girlfriend's like, you gotta take a picture of me and Keanu. You know, like this was different. It was incredible. Yeah. And everyone was smiling, and everyone was like, it was just like, you know, just to witness it. It's such an incredible time. Yeah. And we'll always have that time, and we'll always have, you know, the things he contributed to, and the things that, you know, he was a part of, and just the joy he brought to everyone. Even, you know, like Danny mentioned, a lot of great roles, but even simple things like his Netflix original movie, I think it was Message for the King. Oh, like, okay. It could have been a throwaway, but he made it great. You know, like he brought it, you know, up to another level. So, you know, it goes without saying he will absolutely be missed. He's been such a huge part of pop culture. It's just, it's tragic. It's terrible, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well said, gentlemen. Yeah, it's a good point, you know, and with him, you know, it's interesting because with action figures, there's like two sides of this, right? Because I feel like people that are like us, guys that like make YouTube shows and they write for websites and stuff, they almost treat him like an action figure, and they're like, oh, well, who are we gonna get to replace him, right? Who are we gonna get to replace him as Black Panther? It just like makes my skin crawl, right? And then on the other side of that, though, with action figures, on the positive note, is that one thing I've seen a lot of on Twitter is children posing with action figures in like a memorial where they're doing the Wakanda Forever, and you know, in a little memorial as action figures.
I feel like it would be very easy for, like, you know, like Wakanda Forever was like was trending on Twitter, and you know, everybody's doing this, and that could come across as disrespectful or cliche in a way, but I almost feel like this is a case where it doesn't, where like that is now this international sign of unity and peace. And if you go back and like, the thing that made Black Panther such a great movie were the themes of that film. And like it wasn't like any other MCU movie. You know, it wasn't like, you know, Thor and Loki arguing over who's going to take over Asgard, or there were like some deep themes in Black Panther that really hit home to a lot of people. And that was part of what made Killmonger such a intriguing, you know, I don't even want to say villain, character.
Yeah.
And, you know, Wakanda Forever really does feel like, you know, in a way, it goes past the cliche of, you know, just doing it because he did it. It actually does feel like people are honoring him when they do that.
Yeah. And I know that like ABC played Black Panther recently as like a tribute to
commercial free.
Yeah. And Marvel did like a great tribute to him on Twitter too. You know, some clips from when he was.
It was the head banner on Disney Plus also, and it said, I believe it said, in memory of Chadwick Boseman. It's really just a coming together. It's fantastic. It's, you know, for such a tragic thing, it's really just, you can't help but smile when you see just the unity.
Yeah.